Good morning, everyone, from me, Brent Graham, and welcome to this Tour de France Stage 9 betting preview. Things should get pretty exciting today. We've got a lot of gravel sections to get over, but we'll get into that in just a second. First, a reminder, if you do enjoy these previews, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well, and you'll be notified as soon as they're uploaded. Apologies, this one's a lot later than usual, but we had quite a big day, a lot of family round and friends round yesterday for the Durban July, and I was just a bit buggered last night to do the preview. So here we go. Stage 8 results. I didn't get to watch the stage in full. I just caught the final few kilometers in the sprint. And what a result it was for us. Gome winning at 13.5 to 1. It's put me ahead of the bookmakers. And Vin Naidu, if you're watching this, I just hope I haven't hit the front too early. Because like you say, traditionally, I come with a storming final week. Philipsen, yet another second place for him. And the pre-stage favourite to lead. Another solid performance for him there in third. Unfortunately, the big news, Mads Pedersen didn't start the stage, which was obviously very sad, and I had to scrap that green jersey bet that I took, which at one point was looking pretty good. Just one name I want to highlight there, Anthony Turgis. Hasn't really shown up so far in the Tour, but he's the type of guy who can go well on what we call the classic type stages, and it's good to see him showing a bit of form that he showed his nose up there in that fairly tough sprint finish. Remco Evenepoel sneaking into 10th. Right, let's have a look at the yellow jersey. Obviously, no change to that yesterday in terms of classification. Very little change in terms of betting as well. You've got Pogacar there at 5 to 10. The green jerseys had a big shake-up. Gourmet, as suggested yesterday in the forum, where I placed 3 units on him to win the green jersey at just over 2 to 1. Philipsen has it all to do to take him out. At the time I placed the bet, Pedersen was still a runner as well. Pedersen, of course, out of it now. And for me, this has very much become a 2-horse race. But you can see the lead he's got there. What's it? 88 points ahead of Philipsen. It's not going to be easy for Philipsen to claw this back. Looking at some of the coming stages, today a good case in point as well. It might be a stage for Philipsen, but it might be a stage for his teammate, Mathieu van der Poel. And the way Gourmet is sprinting at the moment, it's not like Philipsen's really had his measure, certainly on the tough finishes. So I really think even at, what do we got here, 15 to 20, obviously, with Tour de France betting, you've got to bear in mind your guy can, like Mads Pedersen, have a crash or something. That's unfortunate. But if you assume nothing like that happens, I'd have to say 15 to 20 is a cracking price still on Gourmet. I wouldn't put you off it, that's for sure. Right, let's have a look at the polka dot jersey. No changes here other than Abramson extended his lead with that brilliant break in stage 8. And this guy's been lovely to watch. He certainly has lit up the Tour. Pogacar, there's still the 24 to 10 favourite, and Vingegaard coming in at just under 9 to 1. Having a look down that list, still Felix Gall. I've seen him 16 to 1 in places. He's 22 to 1 at Boyle Sports, which I think is still quite a decent play. Right, let's have a look at this one. At first glance, looks pretty straightforward. Quite a few little small rises, but nothing that should frighten the riders. But we've got 14 gravel sections, and most of which are sort of piled towards the end of the stage. And some pretty tough ones in the first half of the stage where you actually got gravel climbs. Now, gravel is not something I can recall ever having on the Tour de France before. We've had pavé sections over the years. And look, I suppose gravel not as dangerous as the pavé, but it certainly adds a new dimension. And one of the things is things like punches and that sort of stuff become more prevalent. So it's going to be all the more important to have your team car handy or teammates with you should you run into problems. And it's going to be very interesting to see the sort of tactics here. I expect we will get the regular break going away. It could be a fairly strong break. I think guys will fancy the chances of the break staying clear in this stage because at the end of the day, it's not going to be an easy stage for example, the sprinters teams to control. And a lot of in this stage is actually going to depend on the GC men. Will one or two of the teams really have a go at it? And if one of the GC guys gets into trouble, well, then all hell will break loose. The break will stand absolutely no chance. It'll get chased down. But yes, I think we'll get a break going away. There'll be a bit of a fight for it. And then ultimately, I do see the break being caught because I do think we're going to have plenty of action, both from sprinters teams or classic riders teams trying to bring their men up, but also from the GC guys as well. It's going to be all about position going into some of these gravel sections. And I think we're in for great excitement. I think gravel in the Tour de France, we can decide afterwards whether it was a good or bad thing. There's going to be some bad luck for someone today. And at the end of the day, though, I just hope we get a thrilling day's racing. I think we're going to. So let's have a look at the betting, and then we'll come back to the profile. Mathieu van der Poel's a 9 to 2 favourite. Look, this sort of stage should suit him absolutely perfectly. He just hasn't looked in the best of form at the moment. Even his lead-outs, for me, haven't been quite as clinical or quite as brutal as they were last year for Philipsen. Philipson, of course, is his teammate, and he's mixed in the betting, which is quite interesting because at some point the team will have to make a decision who to go for here. Now, certainly, it's an interesting one. I don't think this is a Philipson stage personally, but I could obviously be proven wrong there. The Lee, he's been incredibly consistent. He's at 23-2, but he is battling to get over the line as far as the win goes. White Van Aert, I'm not convinced he's going to go for this in a big way. I just don't know if he's got the legs, and I also think that they must be thinking about just saving his energy a bit. He'll be needed in the mountains, and also potentially on this stage he might well be on duty just to guard. Being the guard as this has got a real classics feel to it. Pogačar 20-1. Yeah, I mean, I think actually I'm expecting Pogačar to have a go at this stage. I think that UAE are going to look to try and put the hammer down a little bit, and this is the sort of stage where you could see Pogačar going solo and pulling 20 to 30 seconds potentially on the field. He can also win from a small bunch sprint. So I am including Pogačar at 20-1 in my staking plan. Gourmet at 20-1, not without a chance either, but I'm not really sure how he'll handle the conditions. My main aim will just be for him to beat Philipson and extend his lead in the green jersey competition. Others just to mention, Jasper Stuyven, of course, with Mats Pedersen out now, he would become the man for this stage. This would have been another Pedersen stage otherwise. And Pidcock, what to make of this man? Is he purely focusing on the Olympics? If he's going to make an impact on the Tour de France, this is the sort of stage where he may well do it. He's 42-1. Ben Healy, he's sort of taken his chances breaking away from the peloton a few times. Nothing has succeeded yet, but he's an aggressive rider. He's a very strong rider, and I can see him doing very well on a stage like this. He's 63-1. You've got Aramburu there at 85-1. So another quick look at that. What's going to happen? I do think we're going to get some GC action. Someone's going to probably have a bit of bad luck. Alternatively, one of the teams is going to put the hammer down and put someone into difficulty. I think we're going to get a real race on our hands here today, and I think it's going to be won not by the breakaway, but certainly someone either in a late break or from a small bunch finish or even a solo. So that's the way I've sort of put my betting plan. 1 unit Pogačar at 20-1. Half a unit on Healy at 63-1. I really have a good feeling about Healy today. EF are really trying to get into the breaks. They're trying to attack. They just haven't succeeded with anything yet. But this is the sort of stage where Healy, if he can get some distance and the guys behind start looking at each other, you just never know. And then Aramburu, another top 10 for him yesterday. He's riding well. I think he'll also be well suited by the stage. And if it can come together in a small bunch sprint, he might have a chance. Evenepoel at 86-1. I just put this in because, he's probably going to finish with Pogačar. So the fact that I've got Pogačar in there at 20-1 suggests Evenepoel might be a bit of value. Yes, I said Pogačar could win solo, but at the same time, Evenepoel is the sort of rider who could win solo as well. So I just thought a little bit of value there. Small bet, only a total of what did we put on there? 1.5, 2 units again on the stage. We're about 8 units up at the moment in the Tour de France. Let me know how you think the stage is going to go, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Monday night. We've of course got a rest day tomorrow, so I'll get a bit of a break from the previews as well. We'll see you on Monday night for the preview of stage 10. Thanks everyone. Enjoy the stage. I'll be on my couch. I think it's going to be an absolute belter.